Welcome to the GSL. I'm Tasteless, and with me is Artosis, and we have a very exciting series coming up here. And
John's creeping around. What are you doing? I have it.
Oh, he's good.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. John takes good care of us.
Yeah, he does. Hi, John.
So, anyways, yeah, we had a pretty one-sided, impressive game there. Xenio wasn't bad at all, but his opponent was just that much better. These FOU guys are just impressing.
Great. But, we do have to, have just a moment to say sorry about the maps, Xenio, because those are two hard maps for Zerg.
Yeah.
It's such close positions in the Lost Temple game.
Probably two of the hardest maps.
Yeah.
Positionally, the position he got on Lost Temple is quite difficult for Zerg. Unless you can make it to the late game and the Terran hasn't done much to you, then it's hell for the Terran. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, it's pretty difficult. Now, our next match is going to be Polt Prime. We all remember him from Season 1 with his very impressive Marine Banshee Rush.
Yeah.
And, of course, then we have NSP Joon. NSP, an old-school Korean clan. And here he is.
Yeah.
Joon,
a very good Zerg player, going up against Polt Prime. And Polt, I really like Polt, man. He's got good style.
Yeah.
I think he failed to make it in last season, if I recall correctly. But Season 1, he really did surprise us.
Yeah.
Won some really great games with Banshees. We'll have to see. I don't know if I've seen Polt Prime's Terran vs. Zerg. I'm not very sure.
I haven't. I definitely have not seen that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what to expect out of these two. I would assume Polt is the favorite because we don't know how much experience Joon has on stage and stuff like that. That does play a big role. So we're going to see.
NSP is kind of an old-school StarCraft 1 clan.
Very old school.
He definitely could be one of these very strong players.
Cretaceous period, like old school.
Yeah.
It's like so old.
It is.
I just can't remember
so
the times
old.
I was playing on West with Koreans back when I was in high school and seeing that clan tag. So, but he's a young player, so he's clearly new to the NSP clan.
Oh, no doubt about
He's definitely got some good mentors, though.
There's a lot of NSP players on the Korean server, so they might have a really great team like FOU where they can really practice a lot together and make a lot of headway on skill. But
now,
here is Polt Prime.
The Prime team has been having a hard time in this tournament. Not a lot of the members squeezing through.
Yeah, they're having that for sure, but by the way, I found out a little bit more about that little partnership they have with World Elite. That is, of course, the team Loner is on, and it's kind of a little partnership where they practice together a lot and, help each other's players out in each other's countries. I don't know if there's anything official and, contracted about it, though.
Well, it's good to see these international alliances occurring with these teams because, obviously it's split up into different servers. So, we have these different play styles and different servers and stuff like that. But having some Chinese, players playing with these Korean guys, they're both going to benefit from that. I know in StarCraft 1, the Chinese and the Koreans both had very different styles. The Koreans was overall more dominant, but the Chinese players were very unpredictable.
Yes.
Everybody agrees on that.
Everybody. And by everybody, we mean everybody.
Over here, our other player, NSP Joon, a younger guy, but he's got to be damn good to get this far in the tournament. He's very confident against Terran, and he's known for his great Mutalisk control. So we're going to see what's going to happen. He hates the map Delta Quadrant, and that's unfortunate because that's actually our first map.
Yeah. Well, he's a Zerg, so
yeah,
every Zerg hates that map except maybe Kyrix. What can I say, man? This guy, we're going to have to see how good he is. NSP is a very good team on the server, but they did not, they're kind of being overshadowed by some of these other teams that have been in so many GSLs. Because NSP is a newer team to the Korean server right now in StarCraft 2, even though they're a very old-school StarCraft 1 clan.
I can't get over how funny it is that FOU, which was a StarCraft 1 team, I mean, I actually played against a bunch of their members several times online back when I was on Coup. On the West server in StarCraft 1, but they're a very good team. It's just so funny they just switch over to StarCraft 2 and they're just owning this hard.
Yeah.
It's actually just insane. And I think we're going to see some of these other older Korean teams do the same thing, these online clans.
Well, as StarCraft 2 drifts more towards being like StarCraft 1, as we figure out all this early game rush stuff, how to hold one base stuff while still getting your economy up. That's what StarCraft 1 was all about. So the players that have these years and years of economy management, multitasking, practice under their belt, they're going to, of course, take the reins and start beating everybody.
Makes sense. The games are pretty similar. So here is the maps for this series: Delta Quadrant, Scrap Station, and Xel'Naga Caverns. Now note, on Delta Quadrant, as I said before, Joon, that's his least favorite map. He's not comfortable on that. He's the most confident on Xel'Naga Caverns. So that's something to bear in mind for him in this situation.
Xel'Naga is a very played map. I mean, obviously we see it all the time. It seems like every best of 3
I think
before
it's
this
the
season
map I
had
played
it.
most on.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have the same experience. I always end up getting it.
On the Korean server, it seems like, some people X off certain maps. No one ever X's off Xel'Naga Caverns. It's just,
so you just always end up on
the
that
lesser
map.
of all evils. It's one of these maps that you're just like, whatever, I'll play there.
That map in Metalopolis, everybody's played a ton on.
Yeah.
But Xel'Naga Caverns kind of the big one-on-one map, and then Metalopolis, the big 4-player map. So it's pretty cool. Well, both players are saying that they are ready, so we're going to get this game going in a minute. Both of them wishing each other good luck because they're just so manner.
Of course.
And nice guys. So when this thing gets going, we're going to see if we might see some marine rushes coming here from the Terran. 2 barracks has been pretty popular.
Yeah.
Not as popular yesterday, but the day before that, I think I actually lost count of how many of those we saw. So we'll see if we see that again this time. Countdown started. Let's get ready for some more TVZ. It's TVZ all day today, with the exception of the other game. So enjoy it. In the red, our Terran player from the Team Prime. We saw him play quite well in Season 1.
Polt Prime win.
Up here in the blue, not far from his opponent. New to the scene, Starcraft 2.
NSP Joon.
It's funny. Every day here in the studio, we have some Westerners.
Yeah, every day.
Every day. Americans, Canadians, or Europeans coming down here.
That's right.
And in case you guys are wondering, you can come down to the studio. It's free, just like the live stream. And if you can't come down to Korea for whatever reason, you can cough up a small amount of money. You can watch these games whenever you want. So tell your friends. The money does go to improve the screen, the stream. Meanwhile, Zerg, he is going to go ahead and scout right now.
And what will the Zerg do? Will he make pool first? Will he make hatch first? It's such a close map rush distance-wise. Any hatch first build could be suicide.
Terran goes for refinery.
Of course, our Zerg player is going to go for hatchery first.
Artosis strongly disagrees with this build.
Of course. I mean, it's risky. It's risky, Tasteless. If they want to kill it, they can.
Nice Overlord turnaround.
Yeah, I think he probably did not see that.
I don't believe he spotted that.
Yeah. So very nice there. Now, Polt, when will he scout? When will he find out about this hatchery? Will he want to try to rush it? Or is he just going to continue on his tech route?
Let's see which way the SCV goes.
Interesting. Instant tech lab. No marine even.
But the Zerg did get a glimpse of that.
Yep, and that will most likely, of course, mean a very fast Reaper. Ooh, I like that.
I like this. Terran has no idea where the Zerg is still.
And our Zerg player, he is making, of course, his spawn in pool. And just starts his gas.
Let's see what he can do with this Reaper.
He is actually making 2 Reapers. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious about this. This is something we saw more of before the Reaper was nerfed.
Yeah.
Just slightly because you get it out so quickly.
Yeah, they made it so you can't upgrade the speed without having a factory.
That was smart of Blizzard.
It was ruining those 2 vs. 2 games.
It was. Uh-oh.
He's going to go after some drones here. And we do have Zerglings being made as well as Queens. Now, the Reaper can kite both of those, slow Zerglings and Queens. It's going to have to be very careful. These are expensive units. They take a while to make. And, Polt is actually going to make a command center behind.
He's also making a bunker, too.
Yeah. So he's actually going to do some harassment, light harassment with these Reapers. And then go ahead and expand. But very nice move there. Fire Zerg player Joon taking out that SCV so that the bunker cannot be completed. And even another Reaper is being made tasteless.
This is actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, we really never see this many Reapers against anyone right now.
Yeah.
I just got to be careful with them, though. Getting a little bit light on health. Oh, no. There's really no excuse to let those get hit by Queens.
They're regrouping. Oh, he's going to get some more drones here. I wonder if Joon is unfamiliar with the Reaper Rush style. Maybe, I don't know how long this guy's been playing. But there's a period where this went out of, out of popularity after about the first month and maybe like 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah.
After the patch.
This is quite interesting, Tasteless. The speed is not quite done yet, and he's going to get that Queen.
Oh
now he's going to get the rest of these drones. And this is actually so cool by Polt. It just all clicked in my head. Everyone's going 14 hatch, which means really late Zergling speed, which means you can actually use Reapers again.
Yep, I guess actually a really good point. You can actually just continue to get the Reapers.
Wow.
Damn.
That was actually so sick. Let's take a look at the unit count. 25 SCVs against 14 drones. He's walled in. He has a bunch of barracks. And now the Speedlings are going to come for a counter. He's going to want to put that depot up, I tell you. And I'm sure that Joon, that is the first time that he has been hurt by a Reaper Rush in quite some time.
Yeah. I really didn't think we were ever going to see Reapers again early game,
Yeah, no,
TBC.
it was smart, though, because, as we've been saying, all these Zergs are actually going 14 hatch. They're all, playing a little bit risky going for that, but that makes a very slow Zergling speed, which is what you need to counter the Speed Reapers. That are, of course, some Roaches, which is really quite hard to just get out a few Roaches.
Now, we're still waiting to see what the Zerg's plan is to kind of recover from this. We haven't seen what he's elected to do yet. He's doing a great job with the creep tumors.
I think he's going to try some Keurig-style aggression, get his economy up there pretty high, make a bunch of Banelings and see what he can do. But a lot of Marauders being made by Polt. So Polt looking pretty good right now.
And take a look at this. He's got 5 barracks.
Yeah, and he's getting stim and combat shields.
Yeah, he couldn't afford the reactors because he's getting those upgrades so quickly.
Yeah. He's actually, he sees that Bane Nest, sees a lot of Zerglings. He may want to play a little bit defensive here, or he could possibly get aggressive. When he does have stim, slow Banelings are not going to be very fearsome. Now, in the meantime, we do have the gold base being taken by Zerg. Ooh, a lot of Banelings.
Uh-oh.
Being morphed.
Now, the command center is being moved over here. SCVs are being brought down.
Marauders going out first. Cuts of shells being upgraded for them.
Factory finally on the way.
The layer is going up now.
He's got to be careful if he goes on that creep.
Yeah.
Banelings
are a lot faster on the creep.
Yeah, they're much faster, much better.
But what he really needs is Baneling speed. So we see he is going for that layer, and I'm sure as soon as it finishes, he's going to start Baneling speed, because otherwise he's going to get rolled over. But still, that may happen anyways. This is a lot of units.
Uh-oh, losing some Zerglings. Every Zergling counts here.
Yeah. This is such a big mass of units, and he's even killing some creep tumors. A beautiful scan. He's going to want to pull back those Marines, which he does.
Oh my God, that's going to be GG.
Yeah, absolutely. No way to hold this off anymore. A lot of Zerglings being hatched, but against this fearsome force, not going to do anything, NSP Joon.
And that's going to be it. He can get up there and he can kill some of these Banelings before they complete. Even if he loses a chunk of his units, It doesn't really matter that much. He's already taken up this expansion. Joon's actually taking out quite a considerable amount of units, though, I gotta say.
Yeah, he's... Oh,
not
nice
bad.
banelings. Killing quite a bit, but losing that natural, losing those drones, losing the queen, losing his army. I mean, this is going to be something very hard to come back from.
Drones are on the way over here. And there it is, GG. He took too much of a serious blow. And NSB Joon can't be feeling good about that. Polt Prime, though, not bad. I mean, he was pretty
I like the
impressive.
Reapers, man. I like the fact that he is using a unit that right now is very underused. It's normally used only to scout and do just very light harassment on a couple drones. But
Right.
that's kind of a metagame play right there. You know,
Yeah.
if someone pulls first, they can get that speed out just so quickly that those slow Reapers aren't going to do anything.
Yeah.
But against the slow Zerglings that come with having the hatchery first build, we saw that Polt just executed it beautifully, and it won him the game, basically. It got him to a position where all he had to do is make a bunch of these units stim and attack.
Yeah, I mean, you're close together. You cripple your opponent like that early on. Force them to make a lot of Zerglings, kill off drones, even get a queen. All you really have to do then is make the next group of units, and at the Zerg, you could just attack him.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if he gets a third base, which he saw, so he was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to go for this.
It was good timings.
Yeah,
Wow, Polt Prime. He always shows us some cool build orders that we weren't
I
thinking
know.
of before.
He's got really strong timing attacks.
Yeah, he does. And the thing is, with those Reapers, even if he does go pool first, which is a possibility, he can just cancel a couple Reapers and, you know, scout the main and then decide what to do.
Right.
It's a good build.
Not bad. Countdown started for our next game. Let's see if Polt Prime does another wacky, crazy timing attack, kind of, you know, playing by his own terms, or if we see some standard play. And let's see if NSB Joon can actually get out of this situation.